published pieces. It's a short fiction piece, 500 words, called Leather, Tack and Tears. For years, at 4:30 a.m, I listened for my father's knock on the door. It echoed through the empty hallway, following by the shuffling of impatient feet. A sharp turn on wooden heel, a step aside as he waited for my brother. The other door would open and bare feet against freezing floorboards would dance until socks were on. Then, in silence, the pair would stalk to the kitchen. The kettle would rattle and be filled. Its sharp whistle, its steamy voice resounded in chilled rooms. Silence, punctuated by soft sips. Perhaps a comment on sugar or the strength of tea would pass before the aluminium chair legs scraped across the lino flooring, keys jangling as the latch clicked open. They would step out into the street, blowing hot clouds into the still night. I'd sit up in my bed, waiting, just in case one of them had decided, just once, that they'd forgotten something. Someone. And sometimes I'd be dressed in my warmest clothes, waiting for Dad to knock, mostly snuggled up in my doona and squeezed my eyes shut, trying to block out the noises. Either way, I'd hear our old car protest choke into life and backfire before Dad shunted it into gear and they'd speed off into the darkness. My face would press against the cold glass as I watched the red lights disappear up the hill and towards the racetrack. The silence afterwards was overwhelming. My breath would shorten and struggle. Sometimes I'd let the hot tears run freely, soaking my pillowcase. Other times I'd screw my face up, refusing to allow that sharp stab of pain to rip my insides out. I'd nearly convinced myself that I didn't care, or they'd simply forgotten me. The pain started again as the car door creaked and slammed. I'd hear Dad's feet scrunch across the red scoria pathway. My brother's skipping feet would follow, foretelling the gloating that I'd have to endure. Grass and dung-encrusted boots would be scraped just before Dad jangled the keys to open the black door, which shrieked as it opened. Sometimes I'd leap out of bed to be at the kitchen table when they got in. Sometimes I'd just stay inside my room until they'd gone to wash. Every morning during racing season, they would sit there, grinning and retelling tales of the racecourse, of times beaten and bets made. They would sit, reeking of horse-swept, loosened hay, embalmed by the aroma of hot, slick leather. I'd grip my hot Milo and blow into its depths, allowing its sweet tendrils to mask those delicious, earthy smells. I'd try not to let a tear slip as my brother recounted yet another horse's milestone, or how he'd be granted some small freedom. It's years ago now. I bet Dad thought I was snuggled up in bed, asleep, oblivious to the excitement. I won't make that same assumption. I smile as I knock on my daughter's door. She won't ever be left wishing.